want? Just think it's a beautiful moment and I wanted to share it.
First day back to ballet.
I'm just stuck under one giant rain cloud, I guess. Ew! Put them grippers away.
Ayo.
That's my arm. What do you want? Ah. What do you want? What? What is it?
Your bell? The inside of your bell? Okay.
Good morning, everybody. So it is first day of year 6 ballet?
Fifth.
No, 5th. Year 5 ballet. Wow, can you believe it? Are you excited?
Yes.
What class do you have today? Is it point or
Regular.
regular?
So, technically.
What? What?
I just petting you. He's like, hey, I'm trying to chew here.
What? You ready?
What?
You're like a little shark.
Hi, buddy.
Can you tell everyone loves Guyana?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Don't pet his wings.
I love you. Oh, there it goes for my bell. My little bell.
He broke both of his bells.
I know, he needs some new toys. Solutions can be made of 2 or more substances. What do we call? Good job. What do we call anything that takes up space and mass?
Okay, let's see where I.
Oh, it's only 4 minutes. Watch it.
I was gonna say, Guyana's like a little dog.
He
He's
is like a little dog.
Yeah, well, Yemen's too like a dog. He wags his tail when he's about to eat.
Our chameleon.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's very funny. Okay, I'm getting a water dragon if you guys didn't know. I'm gonna get one. I'll be able to walk him outside and stuff.
Right.
I was thinking about light energy, and
Look
light
at these
energy.
guys. They're so talkative. Yeah, pretty bird. Yeah, pretty bird. Pretty bird. Pretty bird. Who was that? Was that you, Bermuda? Happy babies. Happy babies. I don't know if that's Hawaii or Bermuda talking. So Bermuda's the gray one. And then Hawaii's a really bright blue, not the powdery blue. Of the two, like, brighter blues. Yeah, pretty bird. Yeah, pretty bird. All right, I'm going to, while he's watching that video, I'm going to try to get a load of laundry folded. I'm working on whites right now. And then I have school to do myself, but I usually try to wait till Aspen's done with his school because the older kids don't need as much of my help. We are, in the morning we get together and we do like a group thing. So right now we are deep diving into Art Nouveau. We're getting close to the end of that though. So we watched a short biography on Gustav Klimt today. We've already read the biography of Louis Comfort Tiffany. And then we watched like a video on what Art Nouveau is. Tomorrow, I think we're doing the immersive Gustav Klimt experience, but we're watching it on a video. We're not actually going to do that. And then we have a really awesome book called The Magical Tree, which is based on Gustav Klimt's artwork and his most famous painting of the magical tree. So, or maybe most recognizable, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to tackle this laundry and then we'll see where the rest of this day takes us now. Got a little laundry switch, little laundry started. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened in between doing all that stuff. I still haven't even gotten dressed for the day, but Aspen is done with his schoolwork. He was reading a book about the differences in like not postal systems, library systems in the world. So like in the US here, we'll go to the library, or there might be a mobile library that we can go to. There's a little free library sometimes in front of people's houses, but our like actual library system is either mobile, where there'll be like little trucks people can go to and pick up different books that'll come to their communities if it's smaller, or we have just our regular public library system where you go into the library building and you can pick from many different books. And now if they don't have that book, you can request them to get it in, which I actually recently did with a book that is based on Gustav Klimt's artwork. So, and I was telling you about that, the magical tree, but he was learning. So he read like half of the book today, and he learned about Canada's, some of their mail system in some areas that they have where they'll mail them to you in the postal service. And then he was learning how Finland actually has a boat that will come in, and the children will go and get their books, or people will go and get their books from the boat. And I said to him, I said, how neat would that be if I was like, oh, Aspen, the library boat's here today. So kind of interesting to learn about different areas and like how their systems work compared to ours. And just really neat. So I think tomorrow he's learning about maybe Kenya, I think was the next one he was supposed to be learning about. So anyway, yeah, kind of cool. So the thing I like about the new program that they're doing, and this is in no way sponsored, just my opinion of it. We had switched to Mia Academy, and then I ended up switching them to Power Homeschool, which we are very much loving. And I like it because of how friendly it is to whatever grade you're trying to teach. And I really like their vectored learning system. So that was a big thing for me. Like if your kid is advanced in something, they'll move through the system very quickly. And then if there's something that they need help with, that maybe they're missing like a building block somewhere, and so they're not understanding what it is they're working on. Instead of having, like I in the past would have to stop, go back and really try to figure out what piece was missing for my kids, the computer system is intelligent, and it's like, oh, if you answered the question this way, this is probably what you're missing. And so then it will give them what's called like recovery, and they'll go in and they'll watch videos or do an activity that has something to do with what it is they might be missing. Or if they answered the question this way, by studying like a group of people, they were able to see if a question was answered this way, then this was the problem. If the question was answered this way, then this was probably what they were missing. Or sometimes there's just miscellaneous, and so then this is it. So yeah, it's been really, really helpful to help my kids pick up anywhere that they might have been behind in, or where they just were like missing information. And that can happen sometimes in any schooling that you're doing, from homeschooling to the public school systems to private school systems. Sometimes kids will miss something and we don't even realize what it is that they're missing until they're struggling in that area. So what I like about this is when they do struggle, it's not a struggle to where it's so hard that they want to give up and not do it, if that makes sense, because it teaches them what they need so that they're not struggling as hard. So I really, really like that about it. So I kind of went off on like a totally different tangent about about school, but I hadn't really updated you guys a whole lot on what we're doing for school this year. So, and that's what we're doing. We're doing unit studies in the morning, plus our read alouds like we've always done. The one thing I keep forgetting to give to them is their handwriting books, which I need to just pull out and do, but that's not as big of a deal. That's something that we kind of do throughout their entire schooling, and they just continue to move through them as they need to. So, and we do use the Good and the Beautiful for their handwriting, because I just really like how the Good and the Beautiful sets up their handwriting program. I think that's it. But then it's Power Homeschool for the rest of their schooling, and then field trips in our homeschool group and how we learn things there. And then I am doing some field trips of my own this year just for my kids. And then inviting if anyone wants to come along on the field trip that I'm putting together. I just kind of put it out. I'll put it out in our homeschool group and say, hey, we're going here if anybody wants to join us. Is Matt back? Oh, no, must be a worker for next door. Looked like his truck. I was curious because I'm like, they're working on the house next door, but I was curious because Braxen is on his way to work, so Matt was taking him to work. And I was like, what is going on? Why are they back? So anyway, I am going to get dressed, and then I think I'm going to grab myself something to drink, and then I'm going to get out here and tackle some school. I like to do mine out in the den. It just seems to be really conducive for learning. The only thing is I have this beautiful decorative lamp that I really like for in here because it's super cozy. I like to turn it on at night, and it just gives the room this like cabiny old feel. But for lighting purposes, my lights up here and that light are not great for like a bright, nice light. I have a lamp that I've been plugging in over here. I don't know if you could see it when I was talking to you guys, but I have a lamp I've been plugging in over there, and it's somewhat working, but I'd like to get something a bit brighter for out here for at night when I work, because we are coming into the colder months, and so it's going to get a lot darker a lot earlier. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to get some school done. Okay, so I'm finally dressed for the day. I actually picked shorts and just my college sweatshirt. Anyway, I am getting ready to work on my Comp 1 class, and I have an assignment today. I did one of my other big assignments for this class yesterday, which was kind of cool because as I go through the book, there's like exercises and stuff. So if I see one that I can write something about for this class, I'll go ahead and do that right away as I'm reading. And one of the assignments had to do with one of those exercises. So I already had that assignment written and ready to go. So that saved me some time in the long run, already having like the rough draft written of that. So that was pretty nice. Anyway, I am getting ready to write a paper. I have to do a commercial activity. Observing audience and purpose today is what it's about. And that's Matt. Hello.
Hello, what you doing?
School, what you doing?
Cheap little burgers. At thing there, and she wanted some fries, so I said, well, they can just share a fry, and she's got a couple dollars worth of stuff, and the homeless man was sitting out there, and asked him,
Okay, so I shut the camera off when I realized that Matt was going to tell me a story about something that had gone on with somebody that was less fortunate, because I never want to like toot our own horn. There's lots of little things that we try to do for people when we see to help them out if they're in need, but that's not ever anything that I think has to be shared. You know what I mean? Sometimes like when we're doing an event and it's like maybe some acts of kindness or something, I'll share that along the way because it's fun to share with you guys. But for the most part, I keep that stuff kind of just to us. It's not something that needs to be told to everybody, but I want to share this story with you. So they were driving and they had just gotten something to eat and they saw someone less fortunate, and Aspen said, pull back around. Let's give him something, Dad. And Matt said, I don't have any money to give on me right now. And he's on his way back home currently. And Aspen said, pull back around. And he was going to give him his food that he had. He had French fries and he wanted to share them with him. And Matt said, no, not now. And this gentleman is generally in about the same area a lot. So Matt said, later this week, we'll go and we'll see if he's around when we're in town, and then you can give him something then that might be helpful to him. But normally I don't want to like be like, oh, look, we did that. I don't want to do that. But I wanted to share the kind and loving heart of a child. Like, he was willing to give his food that he had, and so he wouldn't have eaten it. Not that he couldn't come home and eat something, and he can, but it was something he would have enjoyed eating, and he wanted to give that away to someone else. And that just shows to me the kind heart that is growing and developing in him, and what kind of an adult he'll become due to that kind heart. That just makes me proud of him. And so I just wanted to share a moment like that. So like I said, normally I wouldn't be like, oh, guess what? But in this instance, I just think it's a beautiful moment and I wanted to share it. So what a good kid. Okay, so I just finished my paper for composition class, and that was actually really fun to do. I had to find a commercial that was selling some type of food and then describe what the tone was, how it was set, who the audience was. So basically like identifying your audience and how they sold it. So I ended up looking up one of the Got Milk commercials from like the late 80s, early 90s. And, and it was so funny. Like I didn't expect it to happen. I clicked on it and it was, if you look up Got Milk commercial, Mr. Miller loses his arms, you'll probably find it. I actually just looked up like milk commercials, I think was what I was looking up. Anyway, the commercial's really funny. It was one I had never seen. So have you seen that one? Do you know what I'm referencing? Anyway, that's what I ended up writing my paper about, was Mr. Miller and the Got Milk commercial. So it was very ingenious. It reminded me a lot of like a Goosebumps episode packed in a little commercial. It was very funny. Anyway, I'm going to get back to work here. I have a journal entry to do for my college prep class, but that shouldn't take too horribly long. My composition class took me probably the longest today. I think I spent, let's see, I started at like 11. I took about a half an hour break. Yeah, about 3 hours today, but that was between reading some papers, then researching what it was I wanted to find, and then writing the paper. So I don't think that was too horrible to get the assignment in. And it's in and done. So there is that. I think the biggest thing took me is I've been fighting with my printer. I cannot get it to print today, which is very frustrating. And for my one math class, I definitely, for the most part, I really need my printer to print. Because when I turn in quizzes, like I have to show my work. So the easiest way to do that is to print out the quiz, do the work on it, and then take a picture of it and send it in. And right now my printer keeps saying that it's having an error communicating. I pulled it out, like I took and disconnected the printer, and then, but I don't know, it still says that it's not working. So I think I'm going to need my son to help me. Braxen's really good at that techie stuff. But he's at work right now. So he helped me with it yesterday because it kept losing like internet connection, Wi-Fi connection, because we had a Wi-Fi outage. But now, and I could print with it yesterday, but today it's not wanting to communicate again. So, and it just keeps spinning in there. Like I tried to get rid of the document and the document won't go away. And it's just spinning saying it has an error. So I think it has everything to do with the document that's sitting in the queue and won't go away. So hopefully he can help me with that. I'm more of an like Apple product user, and this is not an Apple product. So are you getting excited?
Yes.
What are you getting ready to go do?
The first day back to ballet.
So what class do you have today?
I have technique today.
Yeah, because you're still intermediate this year, right?
I'm second year intermediate.
How cool is that, huh?
Because you have multiple years of each one.
Yeah, there's what, 3 years of intermediate, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So there's like beginner intermediate, and now you're no longer beginner intermediate, huh?
Yeah. I'm intermediate.
There you go, intermediate 2.
Yeah.
So are you all excited? You're all ready? Yeah. Let's see. Look at this. I don't even have to do her hair anymore, you guys.
Except my bun came out really slanted this time.
I can't tell.
I can.
You look amazing. My little ballerina.
Look how chunky it is.
I know you need a haircut. I don't know. Can you hear that? Besides the birds. So I thought something was running on the roof right above my head. It's sunny out, but no, it's just raining. It's raining on my head. I must be just right under a rain cloud. Oh well. All right, we're gonna get ready to go to karate here soon. I'm still plugging away at this test prep work, so I'm gonna get as much as I can done in the last about 15 minutes before I have to get Aspen ready to go. Okay. You remember I said it was starting to rain? Yeah, it's really raining. Good gravy. Well, we've needed it. Look how nice it looks over there. I'm just stuck under one giant rain cloud, I guess. There's so much blue sky. What in the world? Coming down good though. All of a sudden, listen to it. You hear that? All of a sudden that's what I heard and I'm like, holy cow, that is coming down like crazy. Okay, I'm gonna get back to stuff. So I didn't get to follow up with you when you got home, but how was, excuse me, your knees are in the way, sir. Ew, put them grippers away. I just want to know why you guys have a lampshade in
This
between.
is Fred.
It's Fred.
Yeah.
Fred the lampshade. Actually, look, blinded by the light. See, I said I didn't have enough light.
That's a copyright song. You can't sing that.
I sang it. Anyway,
I'm going to
I didn't get to follow up with you and Zane's knee on how ballet went today.
It went good, except my teacher gave us a super easy day today, which made me sad because we didn't do any like jumps.
You were sad you
Now
got off
listen,
easy?
you know what happens when you say something like that? Sometimes you end up regretting it.
Yeah.
She gave you
but
an
that's-
easy day because she knows how hard it's going to be the rest of the year.
I
Yeah,
said,
but hey, the most fun is the hardest stuff.
I said that next week they were gonna go in and she was gonna be like, all right class, you gotta do moves from 5 years ahead of you.
You said 3 years ahead. Don't
Okay,
lie.
I said 3.
Don't lie.
All right, you two.
I was rounding, I was do what I taught.
Good night.
I was doing what I taught.
Yeah, that's what mom taught me to say.
Yeah, sure.
She's
All right,
a
so
writer, you know,
head.
she's got good grammar.
I have history work to do,
Can I put
and you
this on
need
my
to go to
head?
bed.
Can I put this on my head?
Go brush the teeth and go into
No,
bed.
It's my lampshade. Yeah.
Probably don't want to.
Okay.
There's a spider in there.
What? No, it's not. You're a liar. You can't see anything.
You look like one of the gnomes from Little Nightmares.
Ow. I can't see anything. No. Does it stay up on your head? It's not a very good hat. I don't recommend.